right, welcome to episode 41 of the interview series. My name is Adam Kemp, aka the Realtor for Hoopers. Today's guest is a graduate of Lincoln High here in Denver, Colorado, and is a three-time All-League selection.
Yes, sir.
That's good, man. Michael Sparks.
Yes, sir, my man.
Appreciate you, man.
Pleasure's all mine.
Every time I flick the wrist, you can bet that it's a switch. Realtor for Hoopers, welcome to the main event. I'ma give the people what they ask for. Whole squad moving like a task force. We move with military precision, accomplishing any mission. In 2020 division, just don't see no competition, don't see no opposition. We on top of the game, we not one and the same. I'm Stephen Curry, the range, I Allen out with the cross. I'm Kobe Bryant, the fade, I'm one that's calling the plays. Now what else more can I say?
Well, the question we start everyone off with is tell us your basketball story. You can go in as deep as you want, long as you want, but tell us your basketball story.
So I fell in love with basketball really like 4th, 5th grade.
Okay.
At first, it was really just a way for me to escape from like the outside noise, the neighborhood I was living in, things of that nature. But I was always in trouble, so I could never play like organized sports. I was kicked out of the rec center I lived by. I was getting in trouble for my elementary school, so I wasn't able to like play like organized really.
Okay.
But when I got to 6th grade, I was the only 6th grader that made the middle school team.
Wow.
So that was like, it showed me a little bit like, okay, I could play a little bit. I'm a little athletic. And then the 6th grade league came up for my middle school, and I actually had 40 points with a broken hand.
Let's go.
And then later that week, I had another 40-point game.
Jeez.
And then the next week, we had a prep rally, introducing the spring sports. And before we got off stage, my coach kind of was like, hey, I think this player is going to be a really good player. He had 2 40-point games. One of those games, he had a broken left thumb. So, just give it up for him. And
That's
then
awesome.
Everyone started clapping for me. And I didn't really know how to feel, but I just knew I wanted to like continue to feel that. So at that moment when I walked off stage, I just knew pretty much I made the decision. I was going to sacrifice anything I had to be a professional athlete. And so that's when the spark kind of like started for me with basketball. And then since then, was really hooping all the time. I finally was able to keep my head on straight and start playing organized sports with AAU teams. And then, I found myself here. I just loved the history that was here. There was already guys playing at high levels here. And they won back-to-back state champions. So I wanted to come here and try to leave my legacy here, and ended up becoming the all-time leading scorer here at Lincoln.
Let's go.
Yeah, and then ended up going to JuCo, which
Otero, right?
Yeah, first was Western Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
And I'd definitely like to, shine some light on that, to be honest with you, because during my high school years, I was being recruited by like 4 or 5 Division I schools.
Okay.
And I didn't really know how it all worked out. I thought letters meant they're going to offer me at some point. And I had got a letter from like Stanford University and Wake Forest. Okay. And again, I didn't really have anyone. I'm from the projects. I didn't really have no guidance or anything like that. So I kind of just ran with those ideas. And there was schools flying in to see my mom. So it all looked great for me, And then Stetson University actually offered me a Division I scholarship. Okay. And being honest with you, my head was very big, bro. Like,
got it. You thought it's too small.
Too small. I just led 5A in scoring my junior year.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm good.
Yeah.
There are DUs almost every game. I don't have to really worry. And then it got really hot really fast at the end of my senior year, and all the JuCos thought I was going Division I. And when they found out I wasn't, they all started to recruit me. But Western Nebraska was the first school to reach out, so I went there. I had a great year, but it wasn't enough necessarily to transfer out yet. And then my coach had quit. So I had resigned, went to Utah. Okay. And then I went to Otero, where it was tough for me. That's when I transitioned from being like a point guard to like a shooting guard kind of. Yeah. And then after Otero, I went to Chadron State, and I had a pretty decent career there. We became top 10 in 3-point shooting in 2 years, top 3 in free throw percentage in 2 years.
Great,
so
man. Had
a pretty good career there, but it was a little tough for me, won't lie. Yeah. And then after that, man, jumped right into the pro career. And
where have you played since?
Europe so far, Armenia, my first year, then Palestine, my second year. Okay. And then, as I was telling you, my last year I played in Mexico. Yeah. So that's awesome, so 3 years so far.
That's great. Well, cool. Well, you appreciate you going through that. You kind of alluded to it during your story, but what was the hardest part or hardest kind of transition from going from point guard your whole life to playing shooting guard in college? Like, what was the transition like, or what are the things you had to learn or switch on, switch off, kind of thing? Like that?
Honestly, here at Lincoln, Coach Vince, that's the coach I played for. He did a great job preparing me for college. I was running off a lot of staggers.
Okay.
I mean, I was making like 4 or 5 threes a game in high school, so that's the best thing I could do.
Yep.
So to be honest with you, it wasn't me learning anything new or having to be a catch and shoot guy now, because that's something I was doing my whole career here in high school. It was more so the mental part of it, not having the ball in my hands as much, finding new ways to stay ready and in the game when I'm not dribbling as much, finding ways to score now that I'm, I'm smaller than most guys who are guarding me, and I'm not being able to come off ball screens and things like that. And I didn't embrace it the best way I could have. I didn't really say, okay, let me do what's best for the team. I was stuck in my own journey, my own way that I thought I could play. And because I've proved it, I knew I could be a point guard, but it wasn't best for the team with the teams I was on. So, I would say just the mental part of it, not feeling like myself all of college. After my freshman year at Western Nebraska, I didn't feel like myself all of college and still trying to produce, still trying to become a pro. It was a lot to juggle for me, to be honest with you.
Sure. No, and I think people underrate the difficulty of not seeing the ball on a possession for 2 to 3 or 4 times in a row.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden the ball's in your hands and you're expected to knock down that shot.
You're expected to make it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
When you're a guard, when you're a point guard especially, it's just you just have a rhythm with the ball and a feel for the ball that just helps you even make that right pass or knock down that shot or dribble move or whatever, where if you haven't touched the ball in a minute of game action or 2 minutes of game action, you're like, okay, caught it. Okay, oh crap. Now I gotta make it.
Well, what do I do with it? Do I pass it? Do I shoot it? I haven't touched it. So it's like,
So it's a different rhythm for sure, like you said.
So, but I found some success in it. I mean, every year in college, I was either the leading scorer or the second leading scorer. And I was coming off the bench a lot of my college life. So like, I was able to make it work because you have to if this is what you want to do. You got to find ways to get it done. But nonetheless, like, it was very hard psychologically for sure.
Cool, man. Well, I guess talk to me about what you think the current state of Colorado basketball is. I mean, from my standpoint, we definitely have talent here. We have talent that's come through and gotten all the way to the league, and but it's not seen as a very like a basketball state, right? Yeah. And so I just kind of wanted to get your sense of what the state of Colorado basketball is in general.
Yeah, in my opinion, I definitely agree with you. It definitely can continue to grow, and there's a lot of stagnation that goes on. It's very stagnant. But I would have to say, I think personally it's in a really good spot. Yeah. Just thinking about when I was in high school, the best guards in my class had 2-3 Division I offers. There's kids that are sophomores right now that have Division I offers, 4 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them. So I would say it's on the up and up. I think we're in a very good place. We have players that are ranked in the country. We have players going to the league. We have players doing their thing in college. We have players being recognized in high school. The women's side of it has been absolutely dominating. So I think, honestly, the current state of basketball for Colorado is in a good place. Obviously, we want to continue to move up, especially if you're passionate about this state. You want it to move up and compete with places like Texas and LA and stuff like that. But just from being in the inside out and then the outside looking in, I think it's in a really good place.
For sure. I think there was a time, this is early 2000s, where I don't think we had a lot like that much talent, like high level talent. Yeah. But now, and we didn't have the talent or the infrastructure as far as coaching and things like that. And now it seems like we have the talent and now our infrastructure and coaching and all that is catching up.
I agree.
To where now we have the right people in place to hone that talent and those skills to help those kids go D1 or go pro or go to the NBA or whatever. Yeah. Where I say, a decade ago, we may not have been in a good place for that. So
and even I could say that, like, living through my experience, I told you, like, I had Division I schools like recruiting me, but I didn't know what that really meant. Yes, and maybe I could have had someone training
a whole different career.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have a whole different career if someone's saying you, hey, no, you need to take these seriously and like let's talk to these, engage these coaches, and rather than it's like, oh, it's good.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So, yes, sir.
Okay, so something I love about following you on social media is you love to post kind of inspirational and motivational content there. So I guess what's kind of the heart behind that? Why do you do that on such a regular basis?
My brother Omar is the one who kind of like gave me the idea. at first, just because I wasn't, just kind of posting, drip flicks or just whatever. And he was just telling me, you can do so much more. You can be, how many kids are like you, bro?
Yeah.
Like, how many kids have gone through what you've gone through? And it took me a while to get like in it at first, because you kind of have to be vulnerable a little bit. But I started to think, like, when I was younger in elementary school, I got bullied a lot, and I went through a lot of things as a youngin', like just a lot of mental health issues and trying to figure myself out and being in special ed classes. There's just so many things I went through, and I'm like, how many kids are like me that like just want to be able to like connect with someone else or know that someone else is going through what they're going through. So for me, it's more just trying to like provide value for people, but also connect and let someone know that anyone who's watching in the world, like, you're not alone.
Yeah,
I feel what you feel. I'm sad sometimes like you. I've made dumb mistakes like you, I promise you. And I also like to share like my success behind it too, because like, again, like I was, bullied and all that. And now like I've been able to make my dreams come true in a way and be a professional athlete. So it's like, there is a lot of hard things you're gonna go through, but as long as you don't give up on yourself, you can make something happen. I just want to be that reminder for someone, just be a little bit of a light in a dark world sometimes. Yeah.
For sure, man. Now, I think doing a lot of things on social media like I do, I think more and more people just appreciate real content, real stuff that's about real life.
Authenticity.
We all have things we want to share about the highlights of our life and things that we want to celebrate. And there's nothing wrong with that and all that. Yeah. But like sometimes when you just be like, I don't know what I'm doing, or I'm down right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people are like, I've felt like that. Like that's me right now, Yeah. So doing that, like having that balance of celebrating your wins, celebrating your successes, but also just being real. And sometimes we all have down days. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. And especially like having like, social media. I mean, personally, I'm shooting for a lot. So like, I don't think 11,000 followers is a whole lot. Yeah. But some people will view a certain way. Or now that I'm a professional athlete, people view you like you're up here. And I'm like, bro, I'm a human. I do those things, but like, I'm a human. I feel those exact same emotions. I know when I was younger, like I thought like all the people I looked up to or that are making money or making their dreams come true, I didn't think they felt any type of pain or sadness at all.
Everything was perfect in their lives.
Yeah.
And it ain't.
It ain't at all. So yes, sir. Yeah.
Well, good, man. Well, so now we're going to kind of get into a little bit of a debate question here, a little fun debate question. So I got my answers, and so we'll debate if we don't align. So, but I need to hear your top 5 NBA players of all time that are under 6 feet.
Under 6 feet. All right. Before I get started, is it cool? Are we playing they're 5'11", but they're listed at 6 foot, or that's
so I thought about this. So let's put it I did it as what they're listed on. Like, so for instance, I did not include AI or Chris Paul because they say they're on their roster, say they're 6 foot.
Okay.
So, but it's kind of a gray area, so I'll let you go.
All right, cool.
I did mine with like, no one is listed at 6 foot or actually 6 foot.
All right, cool.
Gotcha.
All right, so for me, the top 5 is not always about success, but just the body of work.
Yep.
So 2 people for sure that come off rip, just very modern. Is again, they're listed as 6 foot, but I know they 5'11". Yeah. Kemba Walker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Fred VanVleet.
Okay.
For sure. Yep. And then you can't leave out guys like Muggsy Bogues.
Yep.
Can't leave him out. Spud Webb.
Okay.
And then my last guy, if I just really had to, just because I'm a Denver person. And he's what made me believe, like, oh, I can be small as hell and still be a pro. Earl Boykins.
Okay, yeah. Earl, gotcha. Okay, so we actually differ on 3. So I had Muggsy and Spud.
Yeah.
Muggsy just because, I mean, he's 5'3" and had like a 10, 11-year career in the league, which is crazy. Spud just because, I mean, he won a dunk contest at 5'7" or whatever the heck he was. That was amazing to me. Going really old school, Calvin Murphy played for the Rockets. If you don't know who he is, look him up. Damon Stoudemire.
I was gonna say him.
Little lefty, aka Mighty Mouse.
Dog, man. Yeah, Mighty Mouse. Yeah.
Mighty Mouse. And then I went with another Denver guy, but I was debating between Earl, but I went with Ty Lawson.
That's not bad at all.
I've played against him too and pick up and whatever, and I've kind of known him a little bit, so it's I kind of had to give him some.
Yeah, no, the real deal for sure.
But that's a good one. I like that. No, Kimba's a good one. Kimba, again, we all have roster heights. It's usually an inch or two the more than you actually are.
For sure.
For sure. But like Kimba, he was listed at 6 foot. Like I don't even know if he was 5'10".
Yeah. And I know someone who played with him in high school.
Yeah.
And so like he was telling me, nah, he's not 6 foot at all.
He's not 6 foot at all.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's good, man. All right, man. Well, 2 more questions. And you kind of you've talked about your story, kind of why you do all the things on social media and whatever. But I always like to give each guest an opportunity to, if there's anything else or something, like one thing in particular you want people to take away from your story, what is that?
If I had to say anything, I would just say, like, if you feel like you're missing out, like if you're missing anything in life, it's really just faith. That's all it really is.
Yeah.
Like, you're not missing out on anything that's all going on out there.
Yep.
You're not missing out on money. You don't need all these opportunities. You just need a little more faith in what you already believe in your mind and in your heart. So if you feel like you're lacking something, I promise you, it's just faith. Anytime that I've lacked that, I haven't been going the ways, missing Division I scholarships and stuff like that. But when you're aligned with yourself and you just have a God present type of life and mindset, it's just a little easier to get through that, Yeah.
And I'm going to bounce off of that because I think that's really powerful. And something I'll suggest is that don't be afraid to be vulnerable in the moments that you don't have faith.
Absolutely.
To talk to someone, like talk to someone who has love for you.
Absolutely.
Like get that stuff out of your mind, out of your heart and whatever. And a lot of times too, they'll connect with you and have something to help you out in those moments, whatever.
Absolutely.
Don't just keep that all inside. Like that stuff not only has power to get it out inside, but it also has power to have human connection with someone that already aligns with that story. So
exactly. Absolutely.
So good, man. All right. Well, sometimes this is the hardest question, but it seems like the easiest one. Is what is your one favorite thing about hoop?
You kind of got to it at the end of what you said, just the connections part. Like we're sitting in this gym, smiling, having a good time, literally because of that orange round thing. Yeah. And then like being able to try, like I told you, I'm from the projects. You know, I've flown to 3, 4, 5 different countries now, and it's all because of a ball. Like no one in my family's graduated college. I've been able to graduate college with 2 degrees. Because of a ball. So like just where it's able to take you and the people it's able to like help you get to know and build bonds with and love with. And so I would say that's my favorite part.
Man, and I it's one of my favorite things too, because I always tell people, if I know that you have thrown up in a trash can because of a suicide, me and you are just going to be closer. Yeah. Like I don't even know you, but like I know you've done that.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
I know you've read a suicide and just couldn't run no more, or had to make a certain time and couldn't get the time or whatever. Like having that connection, have that baseline is a really good one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for sure, man. All right, Michael. Appreciate you.
Here's on my man, for real.
Every time I flick the wrist, you can bet that it's a swish. Realtor for hoopers, welcome to the main event.